Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, we're outside today. So when you start your plants in the house, and even if you use a grow light, when you bring them out, they could get what is called sun scald. It's like a sunburn on the leaves, and the leaves die. Now if this happens to all of your leaves, your plant dies. So about a week or two before you plan on planting them outside, bring them outside for a couple hours each day. Now I chose an overcast day, and it's gonna rain later, so I'm gonna bring these in before the rain comes. But this way the sun is not as intense for their first time outside. Now it is, sorry, I'm trying to get to my watch here. It is 9:46 in the morning. So I will be back out probably around noon to bring them inside. Look at them flapping in the wind. So this is a beautiful day. I'll let you see them when I bring them inside. Okay, so it is now 12:04. It's been about 2-3 hours, and the plants are doing okay. Their leaves got tasseled in the wind, and it's going to rain soon, so we're going to bring them in. The important thing to remember when hardening off your plants is, 1, the temperature is above freezing. Yes, it's a little chilly. It's 45 degrees-ish. And 2, you don't want it to rain on them the first time out. 3, if you don't have an overcast, cloudy day like today, you want to find a shady spot to do this in. You don't want to put them in direct, full-blown sun. So we're going to bring these guys back into the house, and we will see you then. So now that the plants are back inside, you can see that because they got thrown around in the wind, they're a little droopy, and the wind also dries the soil out. These should perk back up by tomorrow. If your soil does dry out, just give them a little bit of water when they come back in. And again, the peas haven't been doing good, and this isn't going outside. Today was their first day outside. I'm going to plant some seeds when I plant outside, because I have a feeling I'm not going to get these guys to last. But other than that, everybody did well going outside. And if it's extremely windy, you want to make sure that if your plants are not in a concrete planter like this, put them as low to the ground as possible so that if they get blown over in the wind, there's minimal damage done to them. So we're going to continue doing this for about 2 weeks, and then on the 12th, which is Mother's Day, we are going to plant them outside. And if it gets warmer before then and I'm able to keep them out a little bit longer, I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them into cups to be passing out. Keeping one of each variety. I'm keeping all of the herbs, cucumbers, beans, and peas. And some varieties I'm going to keep a couple more of. Other than that, I'm giving quite a few to some of my family members, and I'm giving some to my neighbors as well. So I got to get them put into individual cups to go to their forever home. So when I do that, hopefully it'll be outside and you guys get to follow along with me. Thank you all for watching, and
like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
Pretty soon I'll let you know about these terrariums.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Mine looks bad.
Okay, here we are on day 2 of hardening off the plants, and I like to call it taking my plants on a field trip. So, I did notice something quite extraordinary as I brought them out. If I move the cucumber, so you can look behind the mystery plant. That little thing coming up, that is the lemon seed that Anastasia planted. So we do have lemon seeds, and unfortunately my oregano did not make it. So I will replant those seeds once I get the big container set up and I bring them outside permanently on the 12th. But the tomatoes, the peppers, the rest of the herbs, the cucumbers, they're doing very well with this. The peas were doing not so well prior to this, so I'm expecting them not to make it. And the beans, they're taking it, but the wind is harsh because they were inside for too long. They were even starting to bend under their own weight inside. So, I don't know. They're very forgiving plants, so I do see them coming back, but I might lose the beans that I already have growing if the wind snaps the branches completely. And I have some garlic growing in this pot. Ember took some cloves from the kitchen and planted them. Yeah, so it is, if I can, it is 9:43, and I'm going to try and leave them out for another hour today, even though it's not as overcast as yesterday. We have a little more sun, but we want them to get used to being outside. So I'll let you know when I bring them back in, and hopefully you're enjoying this and you learn how to safely bring your plants from inside to outside without causing much damage.
Can I go out? One around, please?
I thought you were going to tell us what's going on with the plants.
Let's kind of one around.
Good afternoon, Anna. What are we doing with the plants over here?
We're gonna be outside?
We're bringing them outside.
Yeah.
Are they on a field trip?
Yes.
Yeah, they're on a field trip. Are they getting used to the sun and the outside?
Yes.
Okay. Now what happened to your beans?
Then what's growing?
They were growing, but what did the wind do to them?
Kill done.
Did the wind break all their stems?
Yeah.
But they're not split open, they're just bent, which means they're still getting nutrients. And when we plant them outside, we just plant them deeper and they should be okay. Because look, they still have green beans on them, right?
Yeah, can I pick it?
Nope, they're too tiny still. You gotta let them get bigger. And they got a whole bunch of new growth, right?
I just saw something moved.
I know.
Oh, that one though.
So they're in the shade in the afternoon when the sun's stronger, but they get the morning sun, which is more beneficial for the plants. It's not as hot.
It's just right.
It's just right, and it's perfect because it's part of the day they're in the sun and part of the day they're in the shade, so the sun's impact on the leaves is not as great. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Remember, each day you bring them out, leave them out a little bit longer. And start in a shady or partial shady area. And then move them into the full sun before planting them outside permanently. So thank you all. And I'm turning you over to Anna.
Oh my God, I'm making salads.
Say thanks for watching.
I don't want it to end.
She doesn't want the video to end. But while she's making her salad, we'll let her say everything she has to close the video.
Take the thumbs up and don't be daring. Bye.